What's going on, Spittin Chiclets fans? Biz here. Thanks for tuning in to another interview as part of the ECHL Player Relief Fund interview series. And this one is brought to you by our good pals at Bud Light and especially Bud Light Seltzer. Bud Light Seltzer is low in carbs, low in sugar, and a great option to enjoy responsibly while watching an interview you're about to check out. And in another unquestionably good move, Bud Light Seltzer has generously donated $10,000 to the ECHL Player Relief Fund. Their support is going directly in the pocket out of work members of the hockey community who need it most. We know times are not easy right now, so we're trying to give you as much content as we can. So we hope you enjoy this interview, and please stay safe. And once again, thank you to Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer. Folks, this guy needs no introduction. This will be his second time on the Spittin Chiclets podcast. Unfortunately for us, we do not get to watch him in the All-Star game. He will be sitting out with a wrist injury. Brady Tkachuk gets the nod, but you're still a great guy. You end up showing up. You're going to mingle with the fans. I'd imagine you got a ridiculous suit. Welcome back to the Spittin Chiclets podcast, Auston Pablo Matthews.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And the first in person. The first time was over the phone.
This is the first in person. That's right.
That's
both of them, or no, just the one.
So much better rhythm when you get in person. Now, have you shaped the mustache since the beginning of the season, or have you kept it the entire time?
Like shaped it? Like I've had to trim it and stuff just so it's not like I'm not like biting it or eating it.
But never clean shaven. Clean shaven, excuse me. I'd imagine that's because things have been going well since you've had it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some ups and downs, but yeah, I think I got to ride it out for the rest of the year.
Buddy, you are scoring at a rapid pace right now, on pace to set the record as a Maple Leaf. I'd imagine fans would go absolutely bananas if that happened.
I mean, I hope it happens. I know Rick Five, pretty good player.
He's decent.
Yeah, he was decent. I spoke with him actually the other day, and I mean, he's pulling for me, but.
He's sawing your sticks
right.
in between periods.
Right now we're not in a playoff spot, so I think probably the most important thing is that we kind of get back on track.
I mean, I've watched you all year, and we said it like we were talking to Jack Eichel. It's similar. You just keep getting better every year. So has anything felt different? I mean, I know with the coaching change, obviously the way the team's played has changed, but individually, do you feel like it's at a different level this year?
Yeah,
at least scoring wise,
just like more confidence.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, like you said, I think we're playing a little bit different now. So I think it suits my game a little bit better, and a lot of guys that we have on the team a little bit better. And so I think that change has been good for a lot of us. And I just want to kind of keep that going.
Probably doesn't hurt. A couple of the guys are having breakout seasons. Yes. William Nylander has been.
He just needed
out.
Training camp.
Yeah, that's all.
It is useful occasionally.
You should have seen him when he came in last year, like 6 months of just like practicing and like working out. Just working out. He was an absolute mountain. Like he was so big, like he was shredded. Like he's just
too big.
It was too big. Yeah, he was just like been working out for 6-7 months, and like you're not playing in games, so like you kind of lose weight, right? You're skating every night, you lose a couple pounds, like sweating a bunch, and he came in so big, and I was like, my goodness, this guy's an animal.
Can we talk about this guy's off-ice style? And
I was just gonna bring it up. They all got style, but I mean, the pink hat, and like, what do you think about his look?
I like it.
Do guys bust his balls?
Yeah, we kind of chirp him all the time, but like he doesn't care. Like he just kind of, that's how he is. But he's very like Hollywood-esque. Very sweet, right? Just very like good-looking guy, great hair.
Great hair.
His style is pretty out there, but I mean, I'm a fan. I like it.
You get your own style too. The last couple of times we've seen you got some fancy get-ups. I noticed your jacket, a Thriller Manila jacket. Are you a boxing fan, or is that just for the style?
I'm actually a pretty big Muhammad Ali fan, and Zach Hyman's, it's like a weird story. Like his buddy started this company, and he actually got me like a big care package with a bunch of stuff in it, and like 3-4 years ago, and this was one of the jackets that was in there, and I wear it all the time.
You ever watch any of his old fights on YouTube or anything, Ali?
Yeah, I've seen some of his old fights. I watched that documentary when it came out on Netflix like a year or two ago, so pretty interesting stuff.
What'd you think of Will Smith in the movie Ali? Is that one you watch?
No, it was like an actual like documentary with like him.
No, I meant like, have you seen the Ali one with Will Smith?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a good one. I thought he did. Did he win an Oscar for that?
No, he didn't. I think he was nominated. He didn't win though.
Oh, I thought he went down as like a horrible actor of Ali. Is he known as that was like good?
I thought he did a good
He
job.
looked like him. Remember that? Do you watch like you just watch the McGregor fights? You into that stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, like MMA. I was always boxing, but now it's like I'd much rather watch a big MMA fight.
Yeah, it's just more entertaining because there's just so much more that can go on.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, that fight was great. I mean, it lasted 40 seconds, but it was a pretty entertaining.
You ever been to a
40
big one of those like in Vegas, big MMA fight?
No, I bet it's
that's on
electric,
my
though.
list. Well, besides, you can get dummied walking out of one of them if you say something to one person at an MMA fight.
Or if you're like front row and you got Khabib like trying to, or like McGregor throwing a chair or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like,
So many highlights in there. Like, everyone
to
gets
sign a
jacked
waiver.
up, but everyone gets jacked up at even like a big boxing match, a big fight. Everyone gets all adrenalized and shit. A lot of fights in the air.
A lot of testosterone in those
Yeah.
arenas too.
So-
he was talking about the clothes. I noticed recently. I think you were rocking a Drew hoodie or sweatshirt. That's Bieber. Did Bieber start that brand?
yeah, he started it. I don't even know, like a year or so ago, and it's been blowing up. It's been doing well.
And obviously you've been talking to him. You guys hung out with him just after Christmas, I believe. You went and skated. You, Mitchie, Tyson Berry, your new teammate.
Yeah, we all went over there. We've actually hung out with him a couple times. He's got a house in Toronto, so we've been over a couple times. Just, I don't know, it's like a fun house. He's got all kind of like arcade games and stuff, and we just go over there and just kind of hang out and have a good time.
Well, we interviewed Bennington yesterday, and he's telling us that he's got word. He's like he's got a private coach. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And he's like working legit hard on his
Jared
game.
Stoll, I think, is his private coach. That's what I heard. But
He's working on face-offs? The fuck?
yeah, I was talking to him the other day, and he was like on the phone, and he was just like, yeah, like I've been training, like working out, and I've been getting on the ice a lot in LA here. So I mean, he's taking it pretty seriously, and I mean, he's got pretty good hands. Like, I don't know, like you get 10 shots, like I hope he can score one. Like I'm putting my money on him. Like I hope he can score one. But he's got an absolute muffin. But he has good hands.
So he can dangle, but like the speed of the shot.
Yeah, but like the problem is, like,
that could fuck
Bennington's-
up Bennington.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Knuckle puck.
That's what Freddie said. We were talking about it with Freddie. He's like, yeah, but like, when you're so used to like NHL guys coming down and they're ripping pucks at you and like they're shooting it fast, like accurate, like you're so used to that. And then you got like somebody that obviously isn't like at the NHL level and he's coming down and you have no idea where the puck's going. You have no idea how fast it's going to be. It's like, oh, it could throw you off.
Well, it's like an off-speed pitch and like a Greg Maddux changeup. Like you got no chance, dude. You're gonna grab it here and it's just gonna knuckle puck underneath it. If he scores a goal, like it'll probably be bigger news if he scores than if he gets shut out.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Tyson Berry comes over, new teammate. I'm sure he's fit right in.
Yeah, he's been great.
Why are you smiling like that? What do you got? You got a couple stories?
No, I got nothing that I can share. He's
That's
awesome.
all we need to hear.
He's an awesome guy. We spend a lot of time. He lives right across the street from me, so I'm like his chauffeur. I drive him around everywhere. I sit next to him on the plane, but he's an awesome guy, super funny, great teammate, good guy in the locker room, makes everybody laugh, and obviously a really good player. So
Were you actually talking to him a little bit because he came in and he's this stud offensive guy and things weren't great for him? Were you chatting him up, trying to keep him like spirits up then, or not even? He was chill.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know him pretty well. Like he's kind of the type of guy. He's so easygoing, and nothing really kind of bothers him. And
Those guys get out of slumps easier.
yeah, I think so too. But I mean, they definitely went through a couple tough weeks, especially early on. But I don't know. It wasn't like I had to talk him off the ledge, but obviously he was frustrated, and then really turned around for him
Right away.
Right away. Yeah, he scored, which is awesome.
That was in Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona. His parents have a house there and live there. So, and his thing was he didn't want to go. We played Colorado next, so he was like, I can't go into Colorado with like 0 goals. Like that's just embarrassing. So
There's gonna be signs.
yeah, there's gonna be signs.
Biz took him out to dinner the night before. That's what,
I was
that's
giving
what
him
got fired
Kemper's
up.
weak spots and stuff, trying to help him out. Well, it was just funny that it happened, of course, with the coach being fired. We're not going to get into that. But Keefe comes in, and he's comfortable with some of the guys in that locker room who've been up from the American League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that right away you're asking these guys, what do we expect?
Yeah, I mean, I think over half our team had been coached by him with the Marlies. So, I mean, I think it's just for him. They're obviously two completely different coaches, but he demands a lot out of us. But he wants us to just go out there and play hockey. Nothing crazy. Obviously, you have that set system, but in the end, we're a lot of really good players, skilled players, and I think that's kind of how he wanted us to play. And turn it around.
One other thing that people were taking notice to was how you guys work on those high cycles, and it's just something as far as in the offensive zone that really throws a wrench at people playing defense. So is that something you guys constantly work at practice? And I noticed at practice you guys are bumping these beats during skates now.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Like, especially on a day where it's like you just played the night before and the practice isn't going to be like super hard, just kind of get out there and get moving around, and just to have that, it's awesome. I love it.
Well, if you're working out, I remember saying this in college, if you're working out in the gym, how much better is a workout when you get sick playlist going,
and a needle in your ass.
So what's different about being on the ice? You're practicing with your buddies. What's different about music firing you up a little bit? So I think the NFL kind of started that. Well, the NBA does it in the middle of fucking
they're doing it during the game.
So beat it, that league. We're not talking about that league, but NFL at least during practice started the music jams.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I mean, everybody loves it, but our DJ is like one of our video coaches, and he was just bumping like ridiculous tunes, like nothing like great. Like all the boys want like rap or like something like
Spice Girls.
Like
yeah,
kids
exactly.
In the arena.
But yeah, so we got to kind of change that up, but I'm a big fan of the tunes. It's awesome.
Speaking of tunes, Marlowe's wife ended up tweeting out the other day that I think that they're going to start doing goal songs for each player when they score. If you ended up getting to pick yours and they played it in Toronto after you scored, do you have one that you would probably
Beauty
pick
and
right
the
now?
Beat.
Maybe Yummy
Miss
by
Bieber
Beeps.
boy.
Yeah, I'd play a Beep song. maybe
monetize it.
Maybe one of his like old school ones, like when he was like a kid, like Baby, or like something from like way back then when he had like a high pitched voice or something like that.
Can you tell him that I cried at his documentary? I was on a flight to Saskatoon, and I brought this up on the podcast before. I get emotional on flights. I think it's because of the altitude.
Yeah.
And I'm traveling with all these hockey players at Jared Stoll's golf tournament, and I'm like, I'll watch this. And I figure what airline, they had the TVs right in front of you. And I was, covering up tears because I got Steve Ott beside me, probably wondering, why the fuck is this guy crying? He's
Steve Ott's like, I want to see you cry. I'll just have more shit to chirp you for. Otter's
exactly.
always looking for ammo.
Have you seen the Justin Bieber documentary?
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, I watched it a long time ago, kind of like when it came out, but I think he's coming out with like a docu-series like on YouTube. And that day, the first day we went over to his house with Tyson and Mitch, like he was filming stuff, so like we're gonna be in it, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got your own film crew sometimes following you around. You do some behind the scenes stuff.
No, this was his film crew. I don't got anything going on.
Oh, I thought maybe the worlds would collide. You guys would do a little collab. But do you ever talk to him about how hard it is, considering he can't really go out anywhere, let alone in Canada?
Yeah, we do. And like we were talking about this like just amongst ourselves, like myself, Mitch, and Tyson, just when we were over there. I mean, obviously Toronto, it's like such a big hockey place. Like when we go walk around or we go to dinner, obviously like we get noticed and stuff like that, which is awesome. But I go back to Arizona and like I go with my buddies in the middle of like a restaurant. It's like not a big deal. Nobody knows me. Like we just sit there, eat lunch, like have a good time, and it's just like all chill. But you think about like this guy can't go anywhere without like security, without like a private room or something like that, unless he wants to get like kind of mobbed.
It would suck.
In the world too.
Yeah, no,
not
exactly.
even like it's,
not
that's
even just
what's
in like
scary.
Yeah, just like worldwide. So, I mean, I don't feel bad for him. This guy's a absolute pop star, superstar, celebrity, and but I can definitely. Like we've talked about it before too, like it's definitely hard, but I think it just comes with the territory.
But you're on the fishbowl tool in Toronto, so what do you do like to get away from it all when you're still in Toronto?
I'm a huge homebody, so honestly, like off days, like a lot of times I won't even leave my apartment, just order food, just chill. I'll go down to like the pool and like go sit in the hot tub or something, but I don't know. I don't mind just laying
We
low.
were talking to Jack Eichel, and he's got a chef. Or do you have a chef that comes over?
Yeah, me and Freddie have this guy come over sometimes, every once in a while, but for the most part, like we'll go out to dinner a lot, or we'll just kind of order stuff or get stuff from the rink.
You mentioned Freddie. Was he one of the guys at Augusta?
He was.
So
Are you jealous?
how did that? Am I jealous, dude? I've been reading the tweet over and over. It's my background on my phone now that 4 Leafs are playing Augusta.
You probably haven't heard the episode where you ate like a hot
yeah. So
wing.
I'll fill you in. I mean, obviously any golfer would do anything to play Augusta, but Danny Cleary and Sean Horkoff, two of my good friends, they know a bunch of people. So this is like 10 years ago. They're like, we're gonna go there someday. We have a guy who's already looked in. Like the process has begun, and we'll have room for one more. And if you eat this pepper, it's the hottest pepper on the planet at some Chinese place. They're like, you're going. And I was like, dude, I can't even have like any like Tabasco sauce on anything. So I eat this pepper. I am spitting and almost throwing up. I'm pouring milk on my face down my throat, and then I haven't heard shit since. So if they ever play Augusta and I find out, I'll bomb their house.
He got offered a caddy.
Blow their
They
houses
offered him
up.
if he could caddy for them.
But do you know even how that got hooked up?
I think like Willie's like financial guy or like whatever.
It's always one of those finance guys.
Yeah, it's like one of those finance guys, something like that. And so it was Willie, Cappy, Freddie, and Muzzin. So they had to obviously play with somebody. So I think Muzzy the first day went like somewhere else and like just golfed with like somebody that he knew or whatever. And then the next day, Muzzy was in, and I think Cappy took off and like went somewhere else, like to New York or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
So you got to play 2 rounds?
2 of them did.
Freddie and Willie did.
Did they say it was just sick? Or?
Yeah, they said it was unreal. Like, it's just, you can't beat it.
They're also like, I can't tell you anything. So.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the rule there? If you can find a weed, they'll pay you $100 cash?
I don't know if that's a rumor,
Whoa,
but I
whoa,
do know
whoa.
you can't.
find
You
what?
can't. You,
No,
like,
RA, not
there's-
that, you
if there's
idiot.
like if you ever were to find like grass out of place or trash on the ground,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's like people say you get paid for it. You can't run anywhere on the ground, so people speed walk everywhere. It's like
it's no carts,
it's like going back in time. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's as a fan, I can't imagine playing it. Maybe we'll get one of them on. And I'll
Yeah.
just talk to
No,
them
he
on the
said
side.
he said it's like tough too because like you just feel like you're walking on eggshells. Like
Yeah.
it's Augusta. Like you know
Yeah.
you don't want to like intrude or like piss anybody off.
Yeah.
So like you're kind of like walking on eggshells. But yeah, I can imagine.
I'm
that
next
was
to my
pretty fun.
cart on one knee, just taking a leak out on the side of my underwear and shorts.
I'm the first guy to ever get cut off at Augusta by the bartender in the locker room. He's like, enough, man. Like,
No shitting in the cup there.
You're being ridiculous.
Hey,
now,
remember
Ryan.
Terry Ryan Sr. telling the story about the shit in the cup? Yeah, you can't be doing it there. You mentioned the fun playhouse that Beavers got in Toronto. You just purchased a new home in Arizona. You got your own compound now.
I did, yeah. This summer moved in and. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
What's
a lot
the
of
address
coyote. a lot of. I think Schmaltzy just bought a place right behind me, and then a lot of the Coyotes guys are kind of buying over
I'm going to
there.
start doing star maps, and I'm going to drive around all the famous people's houses in Scotland. Wait, it's a side hustle. What are you laughing at?
Austin, this is your 4th All-Star game already. You're only 22 years old, but you know you got the nagging wrist injury. You could have been in any island paradise, as we see on Instagram. Every guy seems to be somewhere. Why was it important for you to be here this weekend?
I mean, I don't mind. I think it's a pretty big honor just to be selected. Even if I'm not going to play or like participate, it's always fun to kind of just hang out. A lot of buddies are here, and obviously Mitchie and Freddie, and just something that's kind of been bothering me the last couple of weeks. But I feel like I can still play, and the plan is to play next week when we're back. And these next couple of games, next couple of weeks are pretty important for us. So just want to make sure that I can play in the games that really matter. And obviously being here, it's a big honor to be selected.
Who or what are you looking forward to this weekend where you don't have as much of your time taken up, where you're not playing?
I think I'm going on with what is it?
The answer is Spittin'
Sportsnet?
Chiclets interview.
Sportsnet, yeah. No, not that.
That's it. I'm leaving right after this one.
I'm going on with Ron McLean, Cassie Campbell on the Sportsnet broadcast tonight for the skills competition. So,
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm any good at that. Probably have no future.
Is it your first
in
time
future
doing
broadcasting.
live TV like that?
Yeah, something
Nervous?
like that. I mean, no. I'll just let Ron talk the whole time. And do his
Oh, he's
thing.
a legend. We we're interviewing him right after you. He's coming over.
He's awesome. I've spent a lot of time with him actually with like Scotiabank and like other stuff like that. Amazing guy.
I
Probably
mean,
got some good stories.
the way he just like he could just carry you too. Whenever he's on TV, he makes whoever he's on with so comfortable you can tell, which is just like a skill you could never even teach. So he came up to us last night. We're like, any chance you come on tomorrow? He's like, yeah, it'll work. I was like, oh, Biz, if this ends up coming through, so it'll be a pleasure. He's got millions of stories.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna do a lot better than I do. I told stories about when I was on Fox with the Coyotes, and sometimes Todd Walsh will throw it over to me, and I'll just fuck Walshy. I don't even remember what I was gonna say, like live on air. So best of luck to you tonight. Who are you looking forward most to seeing on the ice? We got that 3-on-3 with the ladies.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, there's some pretty good hockey players. Obviously, they're the best of the best. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun watching McDavid do the fastest skating competition, and then Webby with the hardest shot. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well.
Your absence opened the door for a local kid, Brady Tkachuk, who's now in the All-Star game. I heard you might have finagled a little dinner out of that. Is that true?
Dinner, Rolex, and a nice bottle of wine.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
You negotiated it before he dropped out. He's like, hey, I could still play in this.
Yeah. No, I'm happy for him. And I mean, I saw his whole family this morning, and we're all pretty close. Played with Matthew, obviously, and then I'm pretty close with Brady as well. So, it's going to be awesome for their whole family to obviously see them participate in their hometown, and I'm sure it'll be a blast.
This might be a question for your agent, though. He gets a bonus on his entry level because he made the All-Star game. I think he actually collected $225,000. Because you're not playing, do you still get the bonus on your entry level?
I don't know. I'm not on my entry level.
Oh, it's your first year off of your entry level.
That's the Phoenix Coyotes color guy right there.
We're going to have to fucking edit that
yeah,
out.
But
so
Brady's in his
That's
entry
a promo
level.
right there.
Correct.
And so if he's getting that bonus, I think a Rolex, a bottle of wine, and a steak dinner, the least he could do.
That's still over $200K.
That's the least he could do.
Come on, Brady, figure it out.
What do you got? Any plans for the Super Bowl, and who do you like?
I don't even know where we're going to be for the Super Bowl, but I kind of want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah.
I like Patrick Mahomes. I think he's fun to watch. Pretty electric. But I don't know. I think it'll be a good game no matter what.
Yeah,
I'm just looking forward to watching it.
KC's only 1.5 point spread, so I mean that's almost like a pick 'em more or less.
Yeah, who are you going with? What's the RA gambling corner saying?
Oh, jeez.
Things are locked. Ice.
Brady's
Wow,
money.
don't touch me. You're going to turn to ice. No, I actually took San Fran on a prop bet a couple months ago at 7-1. So I could do a little hedge, throw a little hedge for KC and guarantee myself something. But I'm rooting San Fran right now. Plus Jimmy G, that handsome bastard. We had him in New England for a little
He
while,
actually
so.
follows Spittin Chiclets on Instagram. I don't know if he listens
Garoppolo?
to this. Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know how that happened.
Shout out, handsome.
It's just a big.
He could be my new Taylor Pyatt. I could be wheeling around with him. Just getting those
Scraps.
residuals.
You're better looking than Tom Brady than, you know.
What else you got going? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like, any big trips lined up, or did you go on this summer? Travel at all?
I went to Cabo this summer with my family, and my agent squirmed his way into that one.
Judd hopped into
Judd
that
hopped
trip?
into that one.
Private plane?
No,
Colby Mule hopping into the jet to Cabo. I respect it, Judd.
Did a couple like weekend trips, like bachelor parties, LA for a weekend, but I don't know. I think this, not a world traveler, but I don't know. This summer I kind of want to go to Europe again. We'll see. I don't know. After the season, I just like don't want to go anywhere. Sometimes I just want to like get home and see your buddies, see your family, and stuff like that. But I don't know. This summer maybe head over to Europe for a bit, explore.
Netflix, TV, movie guy. How do you kill time on the road?
I'm a big Netflix guy.
What have you been watching lately?
I've been watching the show You. I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's like
the junior football.
No, it's what?
Yeah, the junior.
You've seen it.
Between me and you and the entry level contract and that, we're
Is it the
struggling
U?
right now.
Last chance you.
No,
You as in like
YOU,
the
yeah.
romantic show that you've been watching.
It's
that
like
one, the romance.
I don't know if it's really romance. It's like kind of creepy, but I watched the first season, so I feel like obligated to watch the second. But it's been a bit of a struggle to get through because it's like it's just creepy. Like it's tough knowing that there's like guys out
People
there like
actually
that.
like that.
Yeah, people are actually like people do that in like real life. So, so I've been watching that, like just like struggling to get through it. I'll always throw on The Office just for background noise, but that's pretty much it.
Have you checked out that one, Cheer? Everyone's been talking about it. It's about the cheering team down at a college in Texas.
My wife was watching that, so I was like, immediately, I don't think I'm going to be watching it. But
Meanwhile,
like,
3 hours later,
she binged it. I think that's a college cheerleading team documentary.
Yeah.
If I'm watching that one, I have to have something better to do than that.
I'll have to tune into the Justin Bieber documentary.
Well, I don't want to cry, Biz.
No,
just don't be in a plane.
Excuse me, the newer one that Austin's going to be in.
Exactly. I got one final thing, and it's more like hockey, but we talked to McKinnon this summer and Eichel, like, do you work with a sports psych at all? Because I can't believe how common it's really becoming, and McKinnon was the one that kind of made it pop off in my head how much it helped him.
Yeah.
You're straight chilling right now. No. Score goals, not needing.
No, I mean we have people that like work for like the Leafs that are like sports psyches that we talk to and stuff like that.
All
which
right. So they're just always around.
Yeah, they're always around. Like, I mean, it's really no pressure or anything. I was laughing because like Tyson's got so many stories of McKinnon just being an absolute snap show. So, so he told me like a while ago that he started working with somebody so he could kind of like relax a little bit. But Tyson's got some great stories of the dog just absolutely snap.
That's how I used to be in the coast. That's how I would treat my teammates. Give me the fucking puck. Put me out there for 5 minutes straight, coach.
The dog's nuts though when he gets it wheeling through center.
Oh yeah, he's like galloping through the ice. It's insane. Like this guy's coming out of full head of steam. I did not want to be the guy playing D.
The only teammate we haven't mentioned that I was going to ask you if you got any funny stories is Morgan Riley, because that guy is just like a goofball off the ice.
He's great. I haven't really spent any time with him this year. He's got a girlfriend now, so I never see him.
Wow.
Yeah.
See you later, Morgan.
Do you alienate him from the core group, being like, it's like punishment that you have a girlfriend?
I actually did. Like I was pretty upset with him for a while, and like I would like chirp him and stuff like that because like he kind of kept it quiet. Like he didn't really like come out and like
exactly because he knew his boy would be mad.
Yeah. And so like I got kind of rattled at him, and I was like kind of pissed off. But then I met her, and she's an absolute sweetheart, and so I was like, all right, like I'll give you like the benefit of the doubt now. Like she's cool. And
Matthews invites her over, hooks her up to the lie detector. Why don't you have a seat here? Yeah, we're gonna go through a set of questions.
He's a private eye.
If you're okay.
I remember my buddy, one of my best buddies, got a girlfriend. I was like a sad movie walking around the Boston Commons, like mad at him. Like, why'd you do this to me, man?
Oh, I was pissed because I was really pissed because me and him would go to the Raps game every year when like Russell Westbrook would come. So we'd always sit courtside.
Is that good?
Huh?
Is courtside good?
It's all right. Yeah, it's decent.
So you're like the billionaire's cut.
Yeah, Comrie.
He's like, you don't go to games unless you get splinters in your toes.
Yeah.
That's his line.
The only
my feet
chance
on the
I got
deck.
is splinters in my feet.
And well, anyways, so like the last 3 years, we'd always go to the game together, and like we'd sit and like have a good time, go there, get there early, watch warm-ups. And then this year he didn't go with me because his girlfriend was in town, and that's where like it really fell off for me, where I was like really pissed. And then I actually spoke with her and was like, I can't believe you did this. Like, this is tradition. You don't mess with tradition. And she was like, yeah, like I told Morgan he should go. Like I told him, I encouraged him to go, and he said no. And so that's when
That's why you started watching the show. You started getting
the ideas of how to handle that. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So that really
you lied to. You didn't come and you lied to me, Mo.
I'm sitting there with like a baseball cap down in here, just like stalking his apartment building, like waiting for him to
We're
get
gonna
home.
have to figure out what the actual injury was to
He's
Morgan
gonna borrow
Riley.
Duncan Keith's old man costume.
No, there's like some like neighbors like calling the police. There's a guy that's like checking Morgan Riley's mail. The police come. It's fucking Matthews. Breaking news. Oh, buddy, this has been great, man. Catching up, long overdue. But actually, we haven't even talked. Like, what'd you do when the Raps won?
I was home.
Oh yeah,
I was in Arizona already, but when they won Game 6, right? And that was in Golden State. Yeah, so we were actually thinking about possibly going, flying up there for the day and going to the game, but it didn't really work out. But yeah, I was just back in Arizona, but it was obviously
that was
buzzing in Toronto.
I think it was Game 5 when they gave it away in the last minute, and that was in Toronto when they could have closed it out.
Yeah.
But they ended up going on the road to get it done.
Were you bummed Kawhi left, or did you see that coming?
Did you know him?
No, I actually never met him. But
I don't think anyone's ever met him. He's a weird.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I mean, I think he just kind of keeps to himself and everything. But he was obviously unreal. But I never met him. Didn't really get to know him. But I know a lot of people were pretty bummed to see him go. But
Thanks for the title.
Yeah, thanks for the title, I guess.
And I think the Clippers are the favorites this year.
Yeah, they're up there, definitely.
So that guy's number one in the league.
All right, you got to get some other duties.
Man, thank you very
Thanks
much
for having me, guys.
Best of luck on television.
Yeah, keep it up. What a season you're having.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that interview. And once again, thank you to Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer for their support of Spittin Chiclets and the ECHL Player Relief Fund. I've mentioned it times before. Go check out the social media, the ECHL and or Spittin Chiclets, to find the GoFundMe that's directly linked to the ECHL Player Relief Fund if you care to help out. Thank you guys for watching.